Microphone was muted. All right, let's go ahead and try this over. So current time is 1:54 p.m. on this Friday afternoon. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Alcona and southern Alpena counties, which is way up in northern Michigan. If we're going to zoom out here, get a map, we are way up here in the tip top of Michigan. The only severe storm in the state right now is not currently expected to last long, but we did see an uptick in our hail tracker here, which is on the right side of your screen over where this little ball of red, purple, orange, yellow color, that's your hail core that's showing up on radar. And that's going to be moving off into the Lake Huron area. But first, it's going to cross near Hubbard Lake. And it's going to basically cross between Alcona and then also Ossinik. Somebody help me out. We're in those northern Michigan names here. So this is a storm that's not really exhibiting any rotation. It's just going to be some heavy downpour, a lot of lightning, as well as probably some large hail. So the text of the warning is saying quarter size hail, so 1 inch in diameter. And then the other hazard is up to 50-mile-per-hour winds, which is not severe. For severe winds, it has to be 58 miles per hour or higher. So we're not at the severe wind criteria. So that means this storm is only producing, or the only concern is going to be large hail with this. All right, go ahead and get this layout here. Switched over here. There we go. Perfecto. Now we are in severe ops. We can go ahead and play this out. Perfect. All right, cool. Pop out the chat here. We'll be tracking this as long as it's on shore, as long as it's severe. Luckily, the last scan here, the hail core was showing as this purplish pink color there. It looks like a pretty good hail core, maxed out close just before crossing over into Lake Hubbard. But the last couple of scans here, as we play this forward, it looks like it's trying to weaken here. So luckily, the storm is still producing. Looks like some good size hail here. Radar indicates off of GR2 currently right around a ½ inch to an inch. But a few minutes ago, it was up over an inch in diameter. So no surprise they issued the warning. We were ready for it. I was watching it here. So we were ready for it. But these are the types of storms that can happen in summer afternoons. Not significant at all. It's just more so these pop-ups that can, what we call pulse. They become strong for 5, 10, 15 minutes, then they weaken. All right, so this is a typical summertime thunderstorm here. Nothing too concerning. No widespread severe expected today. But we do cover severe weather in the state. So if it's just one storm today, we're going to be here covering it if we can. And that's what we're doing here. So overall, Alcona along US 23, Highway 23 here, up near the Ossinik area. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I apologize. Not too familiar with the northern part of Michigan, but any other place here, Lost Lake Woods, Spruce, Larson Beach as well. Looks like in the path of this, that's all I'm really seeing here. So it looks like a pretty rural area. If we go ahead and track this, if in a second here, once I get this set up behind here, gotta set the comments to subscribers only just because of the spam we've been getting. So we got to do that real quickly here. YouTube is full of bots now, unfortunately. So to cut down on that, we have to make these changes. And I was not ready to do that. So now it is perfect. Save that. All right. So looks like the bulk of the hail core right now is going to be crossing Hubbard Lake right now and moving east-northeast towards Ossinik. And again, guys, for the rest of the state, and this is up in northern Michigan here, zooming out, we're way up here in north, we'll call it northeastern lower. We do have some other showers and storms developing across the state in the thumb here. These are not strong, just passing showers right now, but there is some potential. We can see one popping up here near Ann Arbor. Looks like it has a looks like a start of at least some heavy rain or maybe some hail there towards the West Ann Arbor area, and then also down here towards southern Grand Rapids, north of Kalamazoo. Some other pop-ups taking shape here. Now we're not expecting too much in the way of significant weather here, but we did mention this morning on our stream that one or two storms may be strong, and there's an outside chance of perhaps a severe storm. This is what happens on days like today. We have some humidity, we have some storm fuel, we have a little bit of lift, and even though we don't have the wind shear, days like today can still produce some good hail, maybe some gusty winds, downburst type of things. So it's not too much to be concerned about, but if you are in the path of these storms today, keep in mind that there is some potential for some stronger storms. Severe chance is low and likely going to be contained to just hail. There's really no wind shear today that can support tornadoes or widespread damaging winds, but the hail threat here would definitely be a concern if storms can remain strong. But with these storms, though, check out your hail core on the right side of your screen, how fast that goes, from just a little bit of a, maybe some concern there in your Hubbard Lake, and then all of a sudden next scan strengthens, next scan's really strong, and then next scan's still strong. Then 4 or 5 scans is all it takes, and that's a 5 to 20-minute phase that it can produce severe weather, but it doesn't hang out long. It's not going to be widespread or long-lived. So other areas of the state, you should be just fine. Just some scattered storms, and again, chances there for a stronger one, maybe severe, but it shouldn't hang out long if that is the case. All right. So again, this is over toward the Hubbard Lake in Alcona in southern Alpena counties. This warning goes until looks like 2:30. They may expire that early, depending on what the radar does here. But looking at this, it looks like it is weakening just slightly here. And looking at the velocity, for those of you who want to see velocity for like rotation and stuff, it's on the right side of your screen now where the greens and the reds are. There's nothing there to be concerned about. There's a little bit of a teeny tiny faint, red and green meeting there, but it's more so a downburst or a signature of heavy rain and some hail there. That's not rotation. So we're not concerned about anything rotating today at all. Yes, this is just south of Alpena. So if you live in Alpena, you are just fine for now. The storm is crossing to your south, Ossinik, as well as Alcona. If you live in those cities or between those cities, go ahead and head inside, away from windows, and just kind of hunker down there. No need to go to your basements or safe rooms. It's just going to be a hail threat. We're not seeing tornadic activity with this. So you'll be fine indoors, away from windows. Just got an alert that a new SWS or special weather statement has been issued for that cell we looked at near Ann Arbor, and that's going to be expiring in 1 hour. It says winds up to 40 miles per hour, as well as hail up to about a ½ inch. So looking about dime size hail, as well as some 40 mile per hour wind gusts. And I do want to mention there as well with this storm, as you look here, it will look pretty strong there. We have 2 scans here, right here, just north of 94 near Chelsea. Next scan, it kind of broadens out a bit, strengthens. The next scan, it looks like this. So these storms are pulsing. We call it pulse storms because they go up quick and they go down fast. So not too much expected with these storms today. But if one can sustain itself like we're seeing up further north here towards Alpena, it certainly could produce some gusty winds and some large hail there. Again, for those of you guys asking, with pop-up storms like today, it's really hard to predict who's going to get it and when. The environment across the state today really does support some thunderstorms, but it's more so a widespread type of issue where we can't really pinpoint because models don't really handle pop-up days like today. It's typical summertime fashion. So if you're asking about your city, just know there's a chance of rain, a chance of some storms, although not everybody's going to see those storms. The chance is there. It's just we don't have the confidence in model and the data to say this is for sure going to hit you or for sure not going to hit you, So this is a good day. If you don't have a radar app, download a radar app and then monitor that via your location and make sure you're indoors. I know a lot of people have activities tonight, softball, baseball games going on. So we got Joel hopping on with us. Joel.
Hello.
Yeah, we have some storms coming up toward the South Grand Rapids as well, Metro. These are moving really slowly today too. These could definitely be some heavy rains and a lot of lightning in those storms as well. Those are just getting started here just to the east of US 131, heading in toward the Berry County area. So Hastings, uh, Prairieville, Orangeville, Assyria. And again, we're not looking at too much at strong or severe activity, but there is that outside chance, like we're seeing up there in Alcona County, sorry, where these storms are hanging out just a bit longer than we expected. That warning does go until 2:30, and your only hazard is hail. And looking at the hail core on the right side of your screen, we saw it was much stronger a few scans ago, and it's starting to weaken a little bit here. So good news, but still could see some decent sized hail falling in these storms, or in this storm, should I say. There we go. The storm is moving really slow here. It's still basically over the Hubbard Lake area. It's moving more so up toward Ostanik. Joel, do you know how to pronounce that city offhand? Because I do not.
No, I did not.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've just been calling it Ostanik. Ostanik. Just had downpour in Curran.
There's also a special weather statement down in Washtenaw County. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I covered that briefly. It looks like that storm was dying on the last scan as well. I can go back down here and take a peek at that. Like these storms are going to pulse today. Yeah, it went from 2 scans looking decent to the last 2 scans just a rain shower at this point. So that's the nature of today. You could have those 1 or 2 storms that can hang out longer, and then they can produce some large hail, maybe some gusty winds. But the majority of these storms are going to go up. They're going to hit their limit pretty quick, and they're going to go back down. Even this storm is still looking like it's, we had that hail core in there, nice purples, and then the last couple of scans, that purple disappeared and it looks like it's dissipating here. So wouldn't be shocked if they went ahead and canceled this warning early. I know it expires here in 24 minutes, but wouldn't be shocked if they expire that early.
Someone says Asanik, maybe. Someone says it's also pronounced without the I.
Gotcha. Again, looking at our velocity for those of you guys who have storm anxiety for tornadoes and stuff like that, we're not looking at anything like that today at all. Looking at these storms on velocity on the right side of your screen here, I can actually take a full for you. Looking at this, there's nothing in the way of wind velocity in here that tells us this is rotating. This is going to be a really strong thunderstorm with a lot of heavy rain, some hail, and maybe some gusty winds. There's nothing here that's going to indicate these are going to rotate today. So no worries there. And looks like the hail core is pretty much gone at this point. That VIL is updating really rapidly today. I like it. Every about 2 to 6 minutes updates. Do we have any MDOT cameras? That is a great question.
It's a pulse storm that just popped up in eastern Allegan County that is also producing lightning now. I noticed it's kind of forming along potentially the lake breeze there, right along 131 through Kalamazoo and Allegan and portions of Berry County. So keep an eye on those storms as well, as they may issue a special alert statement for those in the coming minutes.
And animation, or the animate the radar here, these are moving pretty much east at right around, we'll say 10 miles an hour. They're not very fast moving at all. So these are going to move pretty slowly, which is going to be good because less people are affected. Do we ever sleep? That is a great question. The answer is no, we don't. We do eventually. We do eventually. No MDOT cameras, unfortunately, up there. Taking a peek back here on the east side through the thumb, just some scattered rain showers here. These used to be decent looking storms down here in Lapeer County, and those have since kind of broadened back out, so to speak, and just general sense of just rain showers here. Same goes for the one in Washtenaw County. That one still doesn't look too impressive at all. So take a peek here. Man, the airport radar doesn't even pick those up. What's up with that? Interesting. All right, so severe thunderstorm warning continues, although this storm does appear to be weakening significantly. This is going to be for northern Alcona County and southern Alpena. This storm was a lot stronger about 5 scans ago. It looks like it's since collapsing on itself. Looks like the updraft is not as strong as it was. Let's see if we can get an updraft on this. I believe I have it on here. Yeah, I do. Cool. So looking at the strength of the updraft, it was a lot stronger there. Yeah, it looks like it's collapsing on itself. So that is good news. And the hail core off of the VIL product is gone. So wouldn't expect this to be producing very much in the way of large hail anymore. Anything Flint's way? Flint right now, nothing. Although there is a chance across the state today of a thunderstorm. Flint right now does not have anything coming towards it, but pop-ups are likely throughout the day. Doesn't mean you're going to get one, but the possibility is there. Nice little cell popping up behind it near the Mayo area, just north of Gooder. These names up here, I swear.
Oh, yeah.
So VIL is gone. So let's go ahead and take back just a one panel look here, just to keep it simple for you guys. This is your storm that prompted the warning. The warning's still in effect until 2:30. Would not be shocked if they cancel that at any point. The hail core looks to be gone. Could be producing some gusty winds with, when updrafts like to collapse on themselves, you can get downburst, microburst type of stuff happening. That's a possibility, but wouldn't expect it to be too strong of one if it's even happening at all. The warning does continue. Wind gusts up to 50 still listed. Is Jackson County good? So Jackson County for right now is in the clear, but again, pop-ups are possible across the state. So keep an eye out later on this afternoon and evening. You may have a pop-up or two try to push your way depending on where you're at in the state. We just can't get specific with that, unfortunately. This one behind it is taken off pretty quick. It's pretty much stationary too. That's about a 20-minute scan there between when it first pops up to here to now. It's almost about 15 minutes or so. But that's pretty much stationary. I'll be right back, Joel.
Okay. Switch back over to my tab here. Interesting there, Pat. Yeah, we a lot of the times these storms in northern Michigan are influenced by the geography of where the storms are forming. So, for example, that Gaylord tornado, I believe they're still doing a study on but you have that embankment in northern central Michigan there, right before Gaylord, and that is believed to cause some sort of lifting mechanism 2 years ago when that did indeed hit. So it's really interesting. All the microscale, mesoscale factors that go into producing storms that may not be atmosphere related. Yeah, so right now we have a day 5 slight risk in effect. It's 50. Well, it's not technically slight. It's called 15% risk. I believe Ryan's bringing it up in the background here so you can show it. It is for western portions of Michigan, but that, again, will expand when you have marginal added. So most of Michigan, we can assume, will probably be in it on Tuesday, and we're also looking for a marginal chance, or potentially looking forward for a marginal chance of severe weather on potentially Monday and even Wednesday as well for other portions of the state. And a reminder that day 2, which is tomorrow, also has a marginal risk in effect, and this is for Western UP, which is including the towns of Marquette and Houghton and Onondaga and Ironwood. So this would be Northern Michigan University and Michigan Tech, even though classes are not in session. Those are highly populated areas. If you're taking an early vacation to the UP, make sure to stay on alert and bring a bunch of bug spray, because I know it's about that time of the year where mosquitoes are going crazy out there. I went on a vacation last year in the UP in like the first week of June, and it was unbearable. So you're going to have muggy weather, some potential for severe weather, and a lot of bugs. So that is your UP forecast for at least tomorrow. And again, potentially day 4 through day 6, severe weather for the rest of Michigan. And then zooming back in there on the severe thunderstorm warning, it looks like they trimmed it there, Ryan.
Yeah, they did trim it here. Looks like it's still in effect for large hail and winds still up to 50. So not looking at severe winds, but they're still saying the chance of large hail is definitely in there.
Sweet.
Taking a peek again around the state here. Got one storm popping up to the south and west of that one. Looking at a few other storms down here through the eastern part of the state. Go ahead and take the radar out of Detroit really quick. Looks like the showers in the thumb are just showers, not seeing any lightning with those. They're on their way out, weakening. The one that prompted the special weather statement over here in Washtenaw has weakened again. So not looking at too much on the east side of the state. Over here toward the west side across 131. We're getting some showers and storms developing here from roughly Wayland down toward the Paw Paw area. Take a peek at the Kalamazoo camera here. Looking north, looks like some what I'd call popcorn sky.
Mm-hmm. And those clouds that you saw there on the webcam that Ryan was just showing are warm weather clouds. If you're looking at cold weather clouds, it'd be more of like a linear and cirrus type. But you can tell it's very warm out there today. 78 degrees there in Kalamazoo, mid 70s across portions of central Michigan, and even closer to 80 down there near the border. Looks like the LCLs are pretty high out there today. As you can see, the bottoms of the clouds are fairly high up. Just making observations here. Software, Ryan is currently showing Radar Omega. We also have GR2, which is Gibson Ridge Analyst, pulled up in the background. We just have a bunch of showers and storms popping up around the state today, and this was to be expected. Again, we are in the thunderstorm risk for today, but there's a chance for marginally severe weather. Just our observations there today with some instability and deep lapse rates. I believe there were some deeper lapse rates in the areas. Let me go and check this really quick. Let's see. Mid-level lapse rates are around 6.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Low-level lapse rates are indeed 8 to 8.5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. And your lapse rates, for those who are not aware, are your change in temperature as you increase in height. So for every kilometer, in the lower levels at least, as you go up, it's changing by 8.5 degrees Celsius. And when you have rapid cooling like that, that can produce potentially some marginal hail as the day goes on.
Kind of curious if this storm down here is going to continue to strengthen here. It might be on the outflow from the last storm here.
Yeah, on days like today, the outflow boundaries plus the lake breezes that all intertwine can cause some really interesting features to pop up. Even slight rotation may pop up at times, but again, this is not like a tornado day by any means. But you know, when you have winds heading in different directions from different sources, you never know. So and you can kind of see that there on radar, right between the M33 and M72 logo there. You can kind of see one of the lake breezes. Yeah, Ryan just drew it there. When it's a strong enough lake breeze or outflow boundary, you can pick it up on radar. And sometimes it's also indicated by things getting picked up, which could be like bugs, birds, other things such as like agricultural, so dust. And who else knows there? Anything that's light enough to get blown around. The leaves from last fall.
I know on some of these days you can see the lake breeze down here in Grand Rapids area as well.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing one here, but also one up here in Lake Erie sometimes can be seen. That might be one actually right there. Animate this. Looks like it is one actually. Right about here. I could be wrong though. It could be clutter, but
Yeah.
and that storm in the Washtenaw County area is basically gone. Was there for 2 scans and it's poof, gone. So
Pop up and pop down.
welcome to summertime weather.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the warning has just expired. All right. I think we're good to hop off here then.
Yeah.
If anything else goes severe, you'll probably see us pop back on here and cover it. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and hop off here, and we'll be live probably again sometime this afternoon. Well, probably, maybe, not probably, but maybe if anything else happens. So be sure to hit the like button for us on your way out. We'd appreciate that. And we got you guys covered here.
Bye, everyone.